Oh, have you heard the news? It's probably been twisted to keep the general population conflicted. Better lick your finger and turn the page. Dissect the lines that made you to rage. Get out of your Monday drudgery. Turn up the volume on front page fuckery. Yeah.
And if your girl wants to be with me, it's not my fault. Your girl's really feeling me. I didn't even know she had a man. Says she didn't have a man. Says she didn't want a man, so don't hate me. Do you know how much of a disrespect that song is? I'm sorry, I'm just taking a moment. Do you understand how much of a disrespect that song is? If she's your girl, she wasn't yesterday. What? No. Nope. I will fall down. I will fall. Humpty Dumpty won't have anything on me the way I will fall off that wall. What? And even the other song, Usher, if I wanted, I could take you from your man. Please believe me, when my eyes close, I can have you eating out the palm of my hand. You and your little girlfriends too. No, you can't, and I want you. Yes, I can and I will if I want to. If I want to, baby. Do you know how much I would want to tear out each and every follicle of my eyebrows and then my eyelashes and every other hair I can find on my face? I would tear it out individually if somebody were to say to me, if I wanted, I could take you from your man. I don't even have a man, but my body's getting hot. I'm getting hot thinking about it. Like, who the fuck are you talking to? What do you actually mean? No. No, immediately my frontal lobe is hurting. What do you mean? Like, who do you think I am? That would aggravate me. Because what are you trying to say? You think, what man in this life is hot enough that they can just walk up to? I mean, to be fair, there are people that people think are extremely hot and they probably could be taken from their people. But I just don't think a single person exists, in my opinion. It's my opinion. In my opinion, maybe Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. Is that, oh, what a beautiful man. Maybe. But I'm saying that as somebody who's single. I would still say that. Yahya is so fine, Jesus. But I don't see Yahya. He doesn't even seem like the kind of person. But I don't see Yahya walking up to me and going, if I wanted, I would take you from your man, because immediately he'll become unattractive to me. Now, all I want to do is fight. Like, I just want to fight. Like, what are you trying to say about me? Because I get what you're trying to say about him, but what are you trying to say about me? Like, ooh, no, don't like it. Anyway, sorry, it's me, Kelechi, the baby girl, aka Mother of London, back with another episode of Front Page Fuckery, where we turn bad news into good conversation. I just had to get that off my chest because what do you actually rascalart mean? You know, I think the worst kind of cheater is a man who can't cheat. Like, he so badly wants to cheat. Like, he is in everybody's DMs. He is donating dick. He is the dick donor. He is offering the dick out. Dicknesty International, not even Amnesty. He is offering that out. And then it's not even Oxfam. Everyone's like, no, fam. Nobody wants it. They're like, keep it. That is what would make me the absolute hottest. Like, I think my blood pressure would break the monitor if I were to see that somebody I'm with or was offering it out, was giving it out. And then the girlies were like, nah, keep it. The girlies, the boyos, whoever, they were like, nah, keep all of that with you, actually. Keep all of that sperm in the tank. Nobody wants it. I would lose it. Because what do you mean, like, you're damaged goods? What do you mean that you're in the for everybody aisle, the reduced for clearance aisle? That's where they've put your penis. They've put your penis in the reduced for clearance, and still nobody's trying to clear it. Oh no, 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 no. They don't want you, and I know now. I would lose it. Like, at least one can rate the successful cheaters. At least one can rate the ones that people are chasing them down. Like, they are gagging for that. Like, they want that so bad. But the ones who are unsuccessfully trying to offer it out, guillotine, actually. Yeah, take them to the guillotine immediately. But I don't know. I was just listening to my little R&B, noughties, 90s tunes, and I was listening to some of the words. But even that one by Usher, if I want to, I can take you from your man. And she's like, no, you can't get with me if I don't want you. That's what she was saying. I actually know the words. And he's like, but I can't. Yes, I can. And I will if I want to. If I want to. What? But I mean, the context of it is like, oh, he knows that she wants him because she's always asking about him. And he says, I don't really care how long you've been together with your man. It's just a matter of time before I make you mine. I want to make it clear so there's no misunderstanding that I can and I will. But what? No. This is why, nah. Maybe some might call it toxicity, and I know nobody belongs to anybody. People are having experience. I will kill somebody. I will kill everybody, actually. Everybody. I will grab everybody's neck. I will grab everybody's neck. Sorry. That needed to be shared. But in other news, Palestine Action and the proscription against Palestine Action, the ban has been ruled as unlawful by the High Court. So get into my cardigan, because free Palestine. Free Palestine all day, every day till it's backwards, okay? Because the freedom of the Palestinian people means freedom for so many people, for so many other people that we don't even realize. It's a simultaneous effort because we're saying free Congo, free Sudan, free us, free the people then. So I'm going to read into that a little bit more. Yes, I'll read that into that a little bit more shortly. Although I do have a tarot reading in a little while, so I'm probably going to record parts of this and then come back to record the rest. But yeah, thank you for joining me once again. That was a very, very long intro, but I feel like I'm getting comfortable with you now. Those who used to listen to Say Your Mind, my previous podcast, SYM, they know that I can yap in an intro, my God. But I just feel like let's set the tone. Let's set the mood of what's going to happen today, you know? But in my news, I handed in the final draft of my novel, the one that's coming out 10th of September. So I hope that you've pre-ordered it. Don't want to hear any long talking. I don't want to hear any stories. Make sure it's pre-ordered. That's like roughly 3 weeks at that point before my birthday. So consider it a birthday present to me. Although if I have a live show for my birthday in October, a live show, should it be a live show or front page fuckery or just the Kelechi show? Because ultimately that's how I consider life. It's the Kelechi show, and everybody should consider life as their show. You're the main character and I happen to be the main character in my story. So maybe I'll call it the Kelechi show. And I wouldn't have done, this April will mark 2 years since I've done a live show. So I think it's time for the baby girl to come back out, the mummy of live shows, as a solo entity, selling out venues. Oh, you better know my name. You better know about me. If you don't know about me, ask about me, baby. But mind who you ask, because some people are still holding beef on behalf of their friends from decades ago. And let me make this clear. If you know anyone that has an issue with me, they have an issue with themselves. They don't have an issue with me. It's not possible to have an issue with me. I'm sexy. Yeah? I need that to be understood. If they have an issue with me or they feel like something happened and we were into some kind of tussle, they deserved it. I didn't I haven't yet dragged a motherfucker who didn't deserve it. And maybe I didn't even drag them. Maybe I just didn't chat to them. Because sometimes the one thing, you know, like they say that, oh, when you're about to die or whatever, your life flashes before your eyes. What so many of them are going to see is me. They're going to see me. The day that I interacted with them or didn't interact with them is probably the highlight of their life. This is your life. That's probably the highlight of their life. And I can say that with chest. There isn't a single motherfucker that I've had to tell about their blood clot that didn't deserve it. And more time, I don't even talk about individuals anymore. I've moved on from that. I think the last time I really had to drag individuals was on an episode of Say Your Mind called All My Sons. And I had to remind them that I'm their fucking mummy. Mother of London, don't ever fucking get it twisted. And I had to drag them to hell and back and tell them where they were the night before their traditional wedding. I had to do that, but I didn't want to. I was minding my business. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. I'm actually, when I tell you I'm just a baby girl, oh honey, I mean it. I mean it. I am just a baby girl. I mind my business aggressively. Some might even call it rather self-involved. I really like being in my own bubble, being in my own little world. But if you give me causation and causality to come out of my little world because I have to now address you, oh, baby, it's a party. It is a party. Send in the fucking clowns. We are now going to, we're now going to party. Otherwise, I'm just going on my little runs, drinking my little mushroom teas, you know, you know, them things there, minding my business, going to my little Muay Thai, looking after my son. I mind my business. Don't make me stop minding my business to mind yours. Because then here you are years later, post-traumatic stress disorder, post-traumatic Kells disorder. That's what happens. Don't look for my trouble so you don't have to find it. Sorry, disclaimer. But yeah, like I am very glad to have finished the third draft, or what I would say is the final draft, but I know it's not because I'm going to be asked bare questions. But for the most part, it's done now. Comes out 10th of September. Please do pre-order. I would like it. I know it's all made up. I know it's all fucking bullshit. But it would be nice to chart somewhere, you know, for my birthday or before my birthday. It would be nice to chart somewhere with the book, and the pre-orders go a long way towards contributing to that. And yeah, I'm just really proud of what I've written. I popped by a virtual book club last night. A group of Black women that live in Hertfordshire. They've got their book club, and they asked me to come by because they just finished reading Awakened, my novel, and it was really nice to speak with them. I was only meant to be there for an hour. I ended up speaking to them for about, I don't know, an hour and a half or something, or an hour 45 minutes. But I'm just really grateful when people take the time in their book clubs to read my book. So or books, get it right. But if you do have a book club and you're reading any of my books, holler at man. And if I can pop by your virtual thing, I would love to chat with you all about any questions that you might have. But yeah, so you're likely going to be buying the book and likely going to be at my live show. I think I'll start small because it's a new podcast, although it's doing rather well, I would say. Thank you all for supporting it and listening. But yeah, I might do a smaller venue, because by small, I mean the largest venue I've sold out was 1,500 capacity, Sadler's Wells. Yeah, I told you, I've got chest for a reason. I know what I'm talking about. Solo baby girl, right? You lot could group up and still not match me. Anyway, so I just wanted to share that. I'm rather tired, but I've still got to do another draft of a short story that I've written that I need to hand back in, and then I've got to write an audio comedy show that I've also got to hand in. So, and then I've got to start book 2 of a couple of my books. So there are quite a few things that I need to get through. So really pray for me to get through them and to just keep being cute. So yeah, those are like my little tidbits that I wanted to share with you. But let's get into the things that have been happening this week. I'm using my laptop, my trusty laptop, my Shine laptop as usual. Although I need a new one, so bear that in mind as well. Let's get into it. So I'm looking at the iPaper on this Friday. What is it? Friday, 13th of February. Oh, Valentine's is coming. Hey, Valentine's is coming. I'm happy for you all celebrating Valentine's Day, but just remember that any child that you create around this time will be a Scorpio. I personally love Scorpios. I've got Scorpio placements, but some of you can't handle it. So just letting you know. Cull at number 10 as Starmer tries to relaunch his leadership. Stop relaunching the thing. Even Viagra couldn't keep up this premiership for you. Keir Starmer, let it go. Let it go. The Labour Party don't want you no more. Let it go. PM sacks head of civil service with immediate effect. The third departure in a tumultuous week for Downing Street. Dame Antonia Romeo tipped to step in as cabinet secretary. Sir Chris Wormald is ousted after only a year in the job. Starmer's reset mired in disarray as former Deputy PM Rayner criticises extra costs faced by pubs while up to 30 Labour MPs threaten rebellion over migration crackdown. Nandi says government chaos is unforgivable as Labour women demand PM acts over peer linked to paedophile. Yeah, I think that they should take Lord Mandelson's peerage away. I already talk about it as if it's already been taken away. So I know that my ancestors don't lead me astray. So that means that it will likely be taken very soon or eventually. But isn't it funny that with all of these shake-ups that Keir is doing, Keir never shakes it up enough to bring a black woman any closer to him? Like that never happens. The shake up, he'll only shake so much. He'll twist. Let's twist again like we did last summer. He'll only twist a little bit. He won't shake, He won't shake. Look how small Yash they shake. But he won't. He never shakes enough to bring any black women closer. And yet everybody wanted to shout up and down about the problems that the Labour Party has. Whilst it has those problems, I can't speak to that. I can speak to the fact that the Labour Party has an extreme racism problem, but specifically misogynoir is rife. It's rampant and it's rife within the Labour Party. All of this reshuffle, shuffle. But no, black people, black female MPs do not shuffle any closer. That's got to tell you something. I don't make the rules, but it's got to tell you something. Okay, well, The Guardian, their whole thing says, shake up of number 10 team, and one civil servant tells the paper this has been met with a sulfurous, mood. So it stinks, I guess. The paper also marks a greenhouse gas ruling being revoked by US President Donald Trump's administration as a gift to polluters, quoting green advocacy group Climate Power. So I don't really... Ban United. Ratcliffe, sorry. I'm now looking at the Daily Star. Ratcliffe, sorry, but FA could bar him from ground. And then the Metro has Valentine's deals, but then it now goes into one of the big stories this week is Sir Jim Ratcliffe, who is the co-owner of Manchester United Football Club. He said in an interview, was it with Sky News or one of them lot? He said that he believes that Britain is becoming colonized by immigrants. And of course, Nigel Farage is saying that he agrees that, yeah, he didn't say anything wrong. Nigel Farage is such an ugly bitch. Like, I know that that's not the point. And Kelechi, you're not meant to do ad hominem remarks. I will do what I want. I am not a news channel. I am just a baby girl. And I am well within my right. I'm well within my rights to say that Nigel is clapped. He's a standing ovation. Nigel Farage is clapped. And his behavior stinks. What did they say earlier? Sulfurous. Sulfurous. Stinks as far as I'm concerned. When he used the word, he was just saying that, you could go to certain places in East London right now. This is Nigel Farage. You could go to certain places in East London right now and bus stops are in different languages and people, most of them don't speak English. Fuck you, bitch. Do you know how many Brits are in other countries? Why am I seeing an English pub in Spain? Why am I in these places? Where did I go recently? It was so dry, it's gone out of my mind. San Sebastian. I'm just seeing Brits everywhere, like ants. So if you want to talk about colonies and ants, yes, Brits are the ants everywhere, just spreading everywhere. But you have the cheek, the audacity, the temerity, the gall to be talking about, there are people who are in this country who don't speak English. Brother, some of the people who are going on your marches can't speak English. If you told me and Gaza right now that went on the march, come and sit down and start writing English, I don't blow. When I start blowing grammar, everybody will be shaking. Sheila, Kathy, Gary, Steve, everybody will be falling down if I start now with my vocabulary. So the education in this system or in this country is poor. It is poor. English people can't speak English. That's why when you have to write the news headlines, you have to make it as simple as possible because them men are going to be confused. That's why their favorite word is pub, because it's not long. Very easy to say. Beer, easy words. Footy. That's why everything gets stuck when you say it's coming home. It's too long a sentence. It's not. So don't get onto people about not speaking English when you are in other people's countries. You're not speaking French. You're not speaking Spanish. You're not speaking Yoruba. You're not speaking Thai. You're not speaking any of these things. And yet, we find you lot there constantly like a plague. But you want to be taught. Do not do unto others what you will not have done unto yourself. And you have been doing unto others. My God, Britain, you have been doing unto others. So you're going to have to hold this one. Hold it. But anyway, Jim's here talking about, how do they put it here? In the Metro, it says, boss kicks off on colonisation but gets population figure wrong. Shocked Manchester United fans say they are insulted, appalled and outraged after their club's billionaire co-owner, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, said Britain has been colonised by immigrants. The 73-year-old tycoon said in a TV interview, you can't have an economy with 9 million people on benefits and huge levels of immigrants coming in. I mean, the UK is being colonised. It's costing too much money. The UK has been colonised by immigrants. The population was 58 million in 2020. Now it's 70 million. That's 12 million people. Critics pointed out his muddled facts. The population was 67 million in 2020, and it's now 58.4 million in 2000, according to the Office of National Statistics. So you're just making up numbers. Like you're literally just pulling numbers out of your yash. That bony flat ass of yours, that long back, you are just pulling numbers out and you're just saying anything. And the thing is, the people who are believing this, like I said, because they don't know book, they can't read book, they don't know book, right? Intentionally so. You keep the population stupid through a very underserving educational curriculum system, So you can do shit like this. So you can say to them, oh, immigrants are everywhere. They're ruining everything. We've seen the same rhetoric in America. I saw one blonde girl with her wig that was about to touch her eyebrows talking about, oh, there are too many Muslims here. And, you know, there are certain places that you go and you can just like smell. You can just like, I don't even mean this to be, this is going to sound so bad, but you can just smell the Muslim culture. Baby, that wig on your head, that blonde straw-like wig on your head, knock it back. Knock it back a few centimeters because it is sitting, it's not meant to be there. Like you are not meant to be there. Imagine the audacity of being on the indigenous people them's land and you're talking about, oh, immigrants are coming in and they're bringing in Muslim culture. You go to certain places and it smells like Muslim culture. And I think that we as Christians, we're under threat. What you're under threat from is that wig and where it's sitting. If it falls any lower, it's going to be a blindfold. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, Manchester-born Sir Jim, owner of chemical giant something, which runs United, after paying the US-based Glazer family 1.5 billion for a 28.9% share, later said, I'm sorry for my choice of language, offended some people in the UK and Europe, but it's important to raise the issue of controlled, well-managed immigration. But you live in Monaco, so you don't have to pay taxes. If everybody actually started monitoring and managing their borders, white people wouldn't be able to go to many places. So check that, bitch. Talking about they're coming. You don't even live here. You don't go here. You don't go here. Why are you talking? You are in Monaco. You're an immigrant to Monaco. What are you doing to help them? Nothing. Just hanging around being rich. That's why we say there are no ethical billionaires. Stupid as fuck. What does this now say? The Independent. Utterly wicked paedophile nursery worker, jailed for 18 years. Again, guillotine. Now Starmer loses his cabinet secretary as top civil servant confirms he's leaving number 10. Zelensky accuses Olympics of playing into Russia's hands with skeleton ban. Ukraine's president said disqualifying Vladislav Herashkovich for his helmet was against the spirit of the games. Now, I do agree, like, if the people want to share their suffering, how are you going to disqualify him for wearing the helmet? Because Russia be killing, honey. Russia be killing. So if he wants to wear his helmet to show, to honor the victims, why can't he? Anyway, Ratcliffe's own goal over apology for UK migrant slur. Billionaire Manchester United owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe remains embroiled in racism row. I hate when they call it that, a row, like everybody's just mad ranting and just saying anything. He was crazy to say that. He was crazy, vile, and nasty to say that. As he expresses regret that his choice of language offended some people when he claimed Britain has been colonized by immigrants, because colonization requires power. You can't, words mean things. I'm going to need for people in 2026 to understand that words mean things. You lot just say any fucking thing. Women are being killed. Women and girls are being killed left, right, and center. Women will be talking about it or making some kind of joke about, their safety that they are allowed to make. And men will come and be like, oh, well, look, so it's okay for women to say this about men. But if men said it, yeah, exactly. Exactly. It is okay because women are the ones being killed. So they can make the jokes that they want to make. You can't. That's how it works. Oh, you're saying this is a black person, but if a white person said it, exactly. You can't say it. You don't have a right to just do things. If you said it, yes, it would be racist. Because there are power dynamics at play that I am not entitled to. So I do not, shut up. So Britain cannot be colonized because it is the colonizer. colonizer. It's the colonizer. It's one of the greatest colonizers. And so when I made a video the other day and I was like, do you know to me what the great in Britain stands for? Because it's a great colonizer. And two people came and they were like, oh, point of information. Great in Britain was actually referring to the fact that Britannia in France, they wanted to differentiate from Little Britain and Big Britain. I said, yes. And how are they able to differentiate between the sizes of the Britannias? Because England had colonized Scotland. That's why they could differentiate. That England and Scotland were together because Scotland had been colonized. So my point still remains. Duh. So, yeah, I mean, go off, but my point is my point, and I'm going to use my poetic license to say what I need to say. Do you see what I'm saying? Exactly. But anyway, Millie Cook over at The Independent says, Surgeon Ratcliffe offered a lukewarm apology yesterday for his claim Britain has been colonised by immigrants, as the FA said it will look into whether the remark brought the game into disrepute. The co-owner of Manchester United said he was sorry if he offended some people with his remarks, but insisted it was important to raise the issue of controlled and well-managed immigration that supports economic growth. How are you helping to grow the economy of Britain when you don't pay any taxes, you raggedy long back bitch? How are you helping the economy of Britain? You're riling people up, getting people all hot under the collar about, growing the economy. You're not growing the economy here. You don't pay taxes, you little bitch. And then people will just allow themselves to be led astray. What is going on? If you're so concerned about colonizers ruining this country, look at the royal family. Because that £12 million that Andrew was able to pay Virginia Giuffre, he got from his mummy. Elizabeth, that raggedy cow. If there is a hell, that's where she's at. I know where she's at if you want a good time. If you got Lizzie on your mind. Elizabeth's in hell. Should such a place exist? I don't believe so, because one could argue we're already in hell. Looking at the atrocities that are taking place in the world, how could you say that there's something worse than this place? God. But Elizabeth gave Andrew £7 million, £7 million rascal pounds. And she told her son she was in full support of him when all of this was happening. But she would be. Look at Philip. Look at their whole lineage. She gave him £7 million. We are paying taxes, and she's using those taxes to pay for the transgressions of her nonce of a son. Nonce of a son. So £7 million. £3 million they took out of Philip's estate. I want us to open Philip's will. I just want us to be clear about the kind of family/institution that we are dealing with. Open Philip's will. Why is it locked for 99 rascal years, or however long they said it's locked? Open the will. Open it. Because I know we're going to see some childrenses, also known as children. We will see some childrenses that are not declared. Beyond all of the children that we know in the royal family, we'll find some other childrenses that he has been paying for. And has been kept on a hush-hush. There are mad things in that will, which is why you have to lock it down. Show us then. Show us. If you're bad, if you want to remain in your position, show us Philip's will. In fact, I want to see Elizabeth's as well. Show us. Because aren't they for us? Aren't they for the people? Why can't we see? I want to see a little bit. Just a peek. Just a peek. There we go. They took £3 million from Philip's estate, and then Charles loaned Andrew £1.5 million. And then the rest of the money he got from the rest of the royal family. So when you were asking what color Archie's going to be, what shade Archie's going to be, you were worried about the wrong thing. Worry about the nonsdom. Worry about the non-ce-soir-soir. Worry about the non-cicerie that's happening. Worry about the non-c'est-fou. The non-c'est-fou is a variation of rendezvous where people meet to nonce. Worry about that. You're worrying about the wrong things. That's the issue. Because what do you mean Charles gave him 1.5 million pounds? So he was aware of what his brother has done. Of course he was, because he was friends with Jimmy Savile, getting marriage advice from Jimmy Savile. Charles is also a problem. Him and his bulbous fingers. He's also a problem. And I weep for this country. Because what do you mean somebody was out in the streets whilst Charles was doing a visit? Because obviously they're trying to divert attention from everything going on in the Epstein files and Andrew and the such. So they wheel him outside and get him to go and shake the hands of a few poor people. And I know that they would have chosen a particular area that maybe the demographic of that area, they're royalists, they're monarchists, because their education generally in that area, I would argue, is rather poor in comparison to the rest of the country, which is already terrible. So they'll say to him, go out in this area, go and shake some hands. They're going to love to see you. And somebody shouts, a protester shouts, did you know about Andrew? And you've got these fucking idiots. Go, this isn't the time. Oh, don't do that. Oh, be quiet. Be quiet. And you're the same, pardon me, you're the same pussycluts that will now be complaining about, I can't turn on my heating because of these immigrants. I can't go to the shop. I can't pay. The price of everything is going up. But you are there to shake hands with Charles. This isn't the time. Okay, when is the time then? When am I going to buck Charles again that I can ask him, did you know that your brother's a nonce? Well, he's the one that is the scapegoat nonce. When am I going to buck him again where I can ask him that question? So obviously I'm going to use this time to say the thing that I need to say. Why are you lot such bootlickers? You fucking pricks. Why are you such bootlickers? The boot is on your neck. The boot is crushing the teeth, the few teeth that you have in your mouth. It is crushing the teeth in your mouth, and you're still going, trying to lick the boot while it's on your face. Be so fucking for real. Please. It's an extremely, very terrible situation, one must say. But I was reading all of that, and I just thought, this is crazy. Like, all of you really got money together to pay for this man, and you're trying to act to the rest of us like everything is normal. And this is why possibly they were putting so much attention on Meghan and Harry and everything, because they wanted to divert attention away from Andrew. And now the firm think that they're smart, because one of the news headlines that I read yesterday said, family lent Andrew money to pay Virginia Giuffre, but he hasn't paid back a penny. So do you think that we're going to look at that and be like, oh, he hasn't paid his family back? Fuck you lot. You knew that he was raping girls, and you paid it all. You paid off the settlement. You think we're going to feel any sympathy for you? All of you get to hell immediately, expeditiously. Fuck the Sun, but their headline is Andy girl flown to UK on Epstein's Lolita Express. Ex-Prime Minister calls for probe. Pressure is mounting. What does it say here? Pressure is mounting on police to launch a sex trafficking probe into Andrew Mountbatten Windsor amid claims a woman was flown in on Jeffrey Epstein's private jet and sneaked into Buckingham Palace. Ex-PM Gordon Brown said 90 flights on Epstein's Lolita Express came into the UK carrying girls from around the world. He called it by far the biggest scandal of all. 90 flights into Britain. You're telling me the Secret Service didn't know about these 90 flights that were coming in? Everybody's got something to answer for. The security detail that were with Andrew, you lot didn't see a thing? The cooks that were bringing in the food, like, Nobody saw a thing. Come on. Tell me another lie. Everybody needs to get got. And what we want the police investigating this when there are lots of rapists and traffickers within the police force. We're getting abusers to investigate abusers. Yeah. Yeah, that's of course. Yeah, we're going to get justice. Of course. Yeah, sure. It's going to happen. Sure. I'm telling you, you know what we need to do. I know what we need to do. I'm just wondering, when are we going to do it, is the thing. Financial Times saying their whole thing. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, that's really just what I wanted to share this week. I just find it all rather ludicrous. What does it say here? The Daily Telegraph says, Rayner turns on Starmer over pubs. Again, she's trying to make sure she's got those people with her. She's wearing Superman socks. Is that Supergirl socks? Yeah, Supergirl socks. She's really trying to appeal to the everyday person. I think she's going to do a good job, I guess. In terms of getting Starmer out, I don't think she's going to do a good job as Prime Minister, but I think she'll do a good job of getting Starmer out. And the number I keep thinking about is the number 6. So I don't know if we're looking at 6 days or we're looking at March 6th. But something significant either happens in 6 days or March 6th regarding Keir Starmer and this whole situation. But it's not looking good for him. And then, I don't know if I'm going to get into this today because I don't have the bandwidth to start tussling with the girlies. But it says here, children will be allowed to change gender at school. Pupils will be allowed to change their gender at school according to guidance published by Bridget Phillipson. The document published yesterday after delays confirms teachers must consult parents and proceed with caution when dealing with a child's request to transition socially. Sex Matters, the women's rights campaign group, criticized it, saying it would encourage a dangerous fairy tale and put pupils at risk. It states that before allowing a child to transition socially, schools must consider any clinical advice the family has received and consult parents unless there is a genuine safeguarding reason not to. While pupils will have their preferred pronouns respected in the classroom, children older than 8 will still have to use facilities in line with their biological sex. So, yeah. Laura Trott, the Shadow Education Secretary, warned that children as young as 4 would be able to change their gender at school. The document tells schools, primary schools should exercise particular caution, and we would expect support for full social transition to be agreed very rarely. Lavatories, changing rooms, and any overnight residential trips will remain single-sex spaces. Social transitioning involves children living as their chosen gender without any medical intervention through measures such as changing their names, pronouns, and clothes. The document, which addresses how to deal with gender questioning children, says no child should be made to feel unsafe through mixed-sex sports, lavatories, changing rooms, and dormitories. It was issued amid continued criticism of the refusal by Ms. Phillipson, the Education Secretary, to publish separate guidance to businesses on single-sex spaces. Ms. Phillipson said, parents send their children to school and college trusting that they'll be protected. Teachers work tirelessly to keep them safe. That's not negotiable, and it's not political football. It's not a political football. That's why we're following the evidence, including Dr. Hilary Cass's expert review, to give teachers the clarity they need to ensure the safeguarding and well-being of gender questioning children and young people. This is about pragmatic support for teachers, reassurance for parents, and above all, the safety and well-being of children and young people. The document tells teachers that a girl liking to play with trucks does not, guess mean that she wants to become a boy. But yeah, I don't know. Not that I don't know about children feeling safe to express themselves. I don't know how people are going to take this one. So I actually think that I want to see we know what the likes of JK Growling is going to be saying, but I'm interested to see what everybody else is going to. And it's funny, isn't it? She's up and down shouting about trans children and trans people, yet she was wanting to hang out with Epstein. That's all I'll say. But yeah, that's all my news I think I've got for you this week. I hope that you enjoyed that. Looking forward to your comments and the like. But I just thought I'd get through all of that. Shabana Mahmood, go fuck yourself. Apparently, she's looking to appeal the fact that Palestine Action ban has been ruled unlawful. She's looking to push against that. The prescription is still in place, but she's looking to push against it and appeal. But years ago, you were outside, you were on road holding placards that said, Free Palestine. What happens to you, lot? What happens to you when you have sense and then you enter into parliament and you lose the good sense that God gave you? What is this? You're a nasty piece of work to be working against a movement that you knew at some point in time was the right place to be, the righteous thing to do. And now you're doing the exact opposite. It will never be well with you and your overly colored eyebrows. So anyway, that's it from me and all my bits, like I said, for like the third time, but thank you for listening. I appreciate it. I've been Kelechi Okafor, and this has been Front Page Fxckery, where we take bad news and turn it to good conversation. Follow me on all of the things. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, for a little bit as Kelechnikov, and you can always join the members area. You can find that at kelechiokafor.com. And yeah, also there you'll find my tarot readings and you'll find my other bits that I like to do as well. And like I said, pre-order the book. I'll put a link in the show notes. And yeah, that's it. I guess I'll catch you on the other side of the news. Bless.
Oh, have you heard the news? It's probably been twisted to keep the general population conflicted. Better lick your finger and turn the page. Dissect the lines that made you to rage. Get out of your Monday drudgery. Turn up the volume on Front Page Fxckery. Yeah.